Hi, I'm Andrea and I'm going to show you how I set up my Star Adventurer star tracker. First of all, you have to buy a tripod. Get a fairly solid one because you don't want it to move and blow in the wind. You will need to have, it's the larger screw, although the Star Adventurer comes with an adapter for smaller ones. This tripod has a level bubble on it. And I also purchased this inexpensive hammock off of Amazon. This is what I'm going to use to hold my intervalometer at some point. So, you're out in the field, you make sure that your tripod is set up securely and you can see towards the north. This is the equatorial base. You will need this to do long exposure photography. This usually sometimes is sold separately, so be careful when you order to make sure you get the equatorial base. You will have to adjust it for our latitude in Ottawa is 45. So I'll attach this, and the equatorial base also has a bubble level. Now, once it's on, you use these knobs to make sure we have it at the correct angle towards the North Pole. That will depend on our latitude. And then you want to generally make sure you're facing north because this axis will be facing north. Then we have the actual Star Adventurer motor. This is the part that will rotate through the sky. There is also an internal polar scope, which allows you to look through and see Polaris, which is the North Star. This is the polar scope here. You will look through the polar scope and you will see if you can find Polaris. And if you don't see it, you can move your tripod around until it is right over your star tracker. There are some grid lines within, and using some basic apps, and I'll refer to the app in the presentation, you can locate Polaris. Make sure it's in the center and then use these knobs side to side to get Polaris where it needs to be. This is probably the most important thing to get accurately track stars. And once you have polar aligned, do not move this tripod. It's easy to bang it, it's easy to knock it out of position, but then you'll have to start again. What happens is now I'm going to be attaching a ball head adapter, and this is a regular photographic ball head. So when I attach it, it is going to block the polar scope, which is why you don't want to move the polar alignment if you can help it. Okay, now we are ready to mount. Make sure everything is solid because now we are going to mount the camera. I have an Arcus Swiss plate here because that's what my ball head is. There are different camera adapters that you can get from camera stores. Okay, once you have attached your camera, double check that everything is tight because you don't want anything sliding off. I say get everything tight, but now we are going to actually loosen the right extension clutch, which will allow us to move the camera to find our target. So we try to get it where we need it to be. We tighten it. We might then move our ball head. And once we're happy with our targeting, at this point, turn on the star tracker because you don't want to lose your alignment. Okay, now we will attach the intervalometer. This is a little gizmo you can get on Amazon. It will allow you to set a sequence of images. The sequences could be 1 minute, 60 times. It could be 3 minutes for 30 times. Whatever you want, you can do. Usually there will be some exposure that works the best for your camera and your star tracker. I found with this system, I can usually get maybe, depending on how wide my lens is, 60 seconds to 2-minute exposures. And I will hang the intervalometer in this little holder so I don't lose anything. That's pretty much how you get set up at this point. Even though you are tracking, you may not exactly have your target in here. So you will have to do some sample exposures, check to see that you have centered your target. You'll have to check your focus and then do all of the usual steps for photography. Once you're happy with your composition, your focus, your mount is tracking, then you set your exposures and you walk away slowly so you don't shake anything. And then hopefully within an hour, you'll come back and check on it and see what kind of pictures you've been taking. Thank you.